Forgiveness is not saying what happened is actually okay. Neither is it forgetting the pain. Neither is it reconciling with the person. And neither is it trusting them again automatically. Hello, my good people, and welcome to Prixy Pix. Today we're looking at a very good, interesting topic. This is on forgiveness. This follows after we've done the series on healing. Very good, crucial topics that I find interesting to discuss and share with you. Let's get started. So, what is forgiveness? Having defined what forgiveness is not, then what is forgiveness? Somebody will be asking. Forgiveness is a decision before it becomes a feeling. You don't just sit back, and then you just be like, I'm not forgiving this person, I'm forgiving this person. By the time you're reaching to a point where we can say you've exercised the act of forgiveness, this is because it is coming from a point of decision. I am making the decision to forgive this person. I am making this decision to let them go. I am letting myself make that decision. Forgiveness is a release, not a reunion. Okay? It's a release. You're releasing that pain. You're releasing that hurt. You're releasing that thing that they did to you, that cause that they did to you, that feeling that you have inside you. And forgiveness is a boundary reset, not a memory loss. Okay? We have the tendency of saying we're forgiving and forgetting, but no, we will always have those triggers. Many other times we will keep on having the triggers that reminds us, oh, somebody did this to us, this and this did this to us. So we always keep on replaying in our head every other time. So forgiveness is not memory loss, it's a boundary reset. Okay? So why does forgiveness feel so hard? Many other times I know you have been offended, many other times that you felt this person hurt you real bad. But why does forgiveness feel so hard? In that we find ourselves having carried somebody inside us for almost a year or 2 or 3, and the period goes on and on. Why is it so hard? This is because if forgiveness was easy, resentment wouldn't exist within us, amongst us. Okay? Here's why it fights back. This is why forgiveness fights back. So we have the brain injustice. Why do I define it as the brain injustice? Because your mind wants balance, heart for heart. It wants to revenge, pain for pain. Okay? So it feels hard to forgive. That is because of the brain justice system. And then, so when somebody wrongs you, your brain whispers, don't let them get away with it. They also did this to you. They hurt you, right? Hurt them back. So don't let them get away with it. That's your brain telling you this. So forgiveness feels like injustice at first, but in the process of healing, in the process of forgiving again, now you get to understand that, oh, so it was the injustice system of the brain. Okay, next it's the identity and ego. Sometimes the brain becomes part of your identity, and it now keeps replaying, I am the one who was betrayed, I'm the one who was hurt, by the way. So letting go feels like losing a piece of your story, and you're the author, you're the owner of this story. So the identity and the ego, sometimes the pain becomes part of your identity, and you identify yourself as a person who is not loved, as a person who is constantly getting hurt, as a person who is constantly being subjected to pain and torture. Okay? Next, it's emotional attachment to pain. Strange truth, it's the fact that pain can sometimes be familiar. It's to this point that you have been subjected to so much pain that it's now familiar. It's not like a system of your way of living. Okay? This is why we need to practice forgiveness, so that the pain does not become familiar. And even to some point, we become comfortable in that pain. We become very comfortable. We sit back and relax in that pain, and we feel like, oh, everybody's going through this. They also get hurt, right? Okay, I'll not forgive them. But that's the thing. So letting go means stepping into emotional uncertainty. Okay? Now let's look at the hidden cost of not forgiving. We might be hurt by somebody, and then we make the decision and we say, you know what? I'm not forgiving this person. So So what's the cost of not forgiving a person, a whole group, a family member? Holding on to forgiveness is like drinking poison and yet waiting for somebody else to die or to suffer. So you can imagine it. You are the person taking the poison. You're the person consuming the poison. Yet you're expecting maybe the person who hurt you or the person who did wrong to you to die. Okay? So it's also like carrying a backpack of bricks, a backpack of rocks, a backpack of boulders, and then yet you're still expecting to go through the journey of life. It will drain you down. It will hold you down, and you will not be having that progress that we need you to be having in this life. So it shows up as bitterness. At times you might have noticed this bitterness. If you've not forgiven somebody, you tend to be so bitter. Probably even when you hear their name, just their name, or maybe even if they had that specific scent that they used to use. When you feel it, you just feel that sense of bitterness within you. You start now having trust issues. You have emotional numbness. You no longer have no emotional investment towards this person, towards this other party. Then there's repeated patterns in relationships, repeated patterns in friendships, repeated patterns even in family members as well. Okay? So the cost is so bad. And the scary part is sometimes the person who hurt you, the people who hurt you, they have already moved on. You need to deal with that. At times the people who hurt you, the people who made you feel bad, the people who made you feel drained, they already moved on. They are not there anymore, not mentally, not emotionally. They are not there. They moved on. You're the only person paying rent in that memory. So it keeps haunting you, it keeps hurting you, it keeps on playing on replay, on repeat in your head every single time. Now let's look at types of forgiveness. We have emotional forgiveness. You're feeling catch up with your decision, right? Because you made the decision of forgiving this person. So the emotional part will come on later. Then we have the decisional forgiveness. You choose to forgive even if your emotions are still loud. This is where most people start. You choose to forgive even if the emotions are still loud. So we started with emotional forgiveness, then decisional forgiveness. Okay? Then we have conditional forgiveness. I will forgive you if you apologize. See? There's a condition there, that I will do B if you only do A. And then we have unconditional forgiveness as well. Unconditional forgiveness is that I forgive you, whether you acknowledge it or not. Whether you acknowledge, yes, you did this, you hurt me, you did this, and then I forgive you, it's okay. If you do it, well and good. If you don't do it, I still choose to forgive you. This is the freedom level forgiveness, okay?